It's done. Transfer of Deep Six to military jurisdiction, according to UN Article 5. Justification cited as an attack on ESO territory and a threat to its citizens. For the record, your objections are noted on the last page. All it requires is your signature.
You have no right to take over.
You don't have to like it. Besides, it doesn't change anything.
It changes absolutely everything.
You and Carl will have access to this office. You'll still be ahead of the science team until we're ready to leave. Delphi and the engineers will be solely on repair.
What? You're completely unqualified to operate Delphi. It's not safe.
Without Delphi, we can't run the terminal. We can't go home.
I don't want to go home! I want to make contact.
We are not ready to make contact.
Whether you're ready or not, it's happening. We're on the verge of a breakthrough, and you don't know how to handle it. You're not the leader your brother was. You don't consider all the variables, and your inattention to detail is infinitely frustrating, and in this case, ultimately dangerous. Have you even read the UN articles upon which you're relying to take over?
I know them.
Well, then you're willfully ignoring the section that requires you to consult with the Security Council, and I question your definition of an attack.
How about 2 dead pilots for a start? Duke, NEMAIN, MIA. That is too high a price to pay. So I am going to get us home.
As you know, we lost contact with NEMAIN at approximately 2200 last night. She had visual contact with a bogey in orbit around Airmid, and her ship was lost moments after. This morning at 0800, jurisdiction of Deep Six was transferred over to military control. Now, I've posted patrols on the board, but I'm sure you have questions, so I want to see hands. Harris.
Do we know what the bogey looks like, or is it just some kind of ship?
We're working strictly from NEMAIN's verbal description at this time. There are similarities between her sighting and Duke's sighting, but we're not jumping to any conclusions at this time. Sam.
You said an engagement? Was there an exchange of fire?
NEMAIN's ship was unarmed. Siege.
Will there be a rescue mission?
No.
Water filter. Thank you, Carl. I can drink my own piss.
Siege, I'm coming up on waypoint 11. Do you copy?
Bay doors read open.
Ready for drop. I'm A, I'm B.
Launch.
Siege, switch to channel 2.
Comm check. Good comm.
Siege, look, I'm sorry about NEMAIN.
I really am. I'm all for no man left behind, but John has taken
All rescue attempts off the table.
That's because you think she's dead.
Christ's sake, look, I hate to be the one to have to say it, but you need to get your head straight, Siege. Your lack of focus has already cost us.
Paris, get off this channel.
I'm just saying. Look, we lost a lot of good pilots, and everyone that we've got left needs to stay clear so that we can get the hell out of here. NEMAIN's gone.
You don't know that.
Duke and I lost power. If the same happened to NEMAIN, then she's still alive. She had enough
Food and supplies for the rest of the trip for 3 weeks.
She'd freeze to death.
No, her cabin temp would hold. The cockpit would insulate her and her
body heat could keep her warm enough.
What about CO2?
She could jerry-rig something.
The scrubbers in her suit. If John won't greenlight a manned mission, we could still send food and water
and supplies, and they could be there in a couple days.
We know exactly where she is.
You're stretching.
It's called trying, you dickhead.
ATHEA. Let me try.
You did it for Duke.
I hear you, Siege. It's just not my call.
Eddie, do you have a minute?
No.
Listen, I need your help. But to be honest, I need your help with something that John can't know about. In the strictest definition of the word, it would be treason.
Uncle John? I'm usually the only one up this late.
Yeah. I usually don't prowl about at night like you. You know, you're just like your dad. Absolute night owl. Even as a kid, our parents, they would try everything, and finally they would just give up. He put them to bed. Go watch TV. He was something. I'd be out like a brick. Never heard him. Come in, climb into the top bunk. See, he had the top bunk because I was afraid of heights.
You were afraid of heights?
Deathly.
But you were a test pilot.
Had to do it to get into the program. But I won't lie to you, I was kind of a shitty test pilot. You know, you spend your whole life pushing for something. And you get it. We step outside the system. I mean, we made it. We're a damn miracle. All I can think about while I was here is I wanted to go home. You know, see Helen and the kids.
We weren't ready for this.
I wasn't. I don't know what to do. How'd you know? How did you know that Duke was attacked? You were the first to know.
I'm not sure Duke was attacked.
No, you were right, Siege. NEMAIN was attacked too, so how did you know?
Do you ever wonder what we might look like from the outside? Invasive. Aggressive, even. What if Duke wasn't the target?
What was the target? The terminal?
And maybe we're not being attacked. We're being disarmed. And NEMAIN is still alive. You should send me to get her.
John, Eddie needs you in ops right away. She says it's life or death.
All right. What is it?
Airmid, seismic activity reports.
Oh, for God's sakes, Eddie.
And this is life or death?
It's both. ATHEA asked me to take a second look for NEMAIN's ship.
I didn't authorize that.
Our terminal's telescope cannot see a ship that far away, but I had another idea. 20 years ago, we used seismographs on Airmid to create debris maps in our system. These planetary images are still from 20 years ago. However, the surface sensors are still sending us data. We recorded an impact here just after NEMAIN's attack. Activity consistent with a crash of a ship.
NEMAIN ship.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for your thoroughness, Eddie. I'm sure that Carl could use a moment. I'd like to speak to the both of you in my office.
There's more.
There always is.
There was a launch. Minutes before the attack, we recorded an impact here. The system was designed to measure impacts, but a surface launch would have the same readings.
You mean the attack could have come from Airmid?
I've scheduled a briefing for this afternoon to loop in all departments.
Now, wait a minute. There is protocol here, for Christ's sake. None of this shit should leave the room.
Your objection is noted, John, but it's already done. You see, I've run the data for the last 24 hours. We recorded over 100 launches. It appears they're on their way.
What the hell is this?
It's contact.
Helen.